Jacques Villareal was discovered in the kitchen by Feng at 10:20 p.m. The cause of death was blunt force trauma, with an urn which was taken from the dining room. Jacques was hosting a birthday party for himself at Feng Estate to start at 7:30 p.m. 8 guests attended the party. Of these, 6 were formally invited, while 2 were hired for services. It appears that all the guests had disagreements with the victim throughout the event. At 9:45 p.m, Jacques made an announcement which angered multiple guests. Throughout the estate, there are several places of interest. The entrance welcomes its guests to the lovingly restored mansion of Feng Estate. At the base of the stairs, it is learned that the estate was partially destroyed by a fire in 1898. The owners, Lord and Lady Scarlet, died together in the blaze. Locals claim the estate is haunted. In the dining room, you can find the paintings produced by Lord Scarlet, who was a troubled artist. He would often burn his paintings, and it is believed that he accidentally started the deadly blaze of 1898 by hurling an oversized watercolour into the fireplace. The bedroom is no longer available for overnight stays since the regrettable Honeymoon of Horror incident. The easel overlook was designed so that servants could see and shout directions to lost guests. Designed by Lord Bernard and grown by Lady Mimsy, the maze is a lasting monument to their enduring love. The chess pavilion is a popular place for wedding receptions and club gatherings. The garden area is supposedly haunted by Lady Mimsy Scarlet, who still tends to her luscious lemon plants. Last but not least is the kitchen, where the murder of Jacques Villareal recently took place. Bella and her husband were formally invited to the party, but Mortimer couldn't make it. Bella said she came to the party because she didn't want to let Jacques down. Bella highlighted that she brought him a gift, which was Mortimer's latest novel. She told Jacques why her husband couldn't come, but said he didn't take the news well. Bella was at the chess pavilion talking to Baako. They were complaining about Jacques, but Baako told Bella that Jacques got angry over a joke he made. Then Baako left, leaving Bella alone. During this time, she thought she heard someone come out the back door, but said that the place is haunted, so she assumed it was a ghost. Bella did enter the dining room during the night, where she got in a quarrel with Nancy. Bella emphasised that it was nothing of importance, just petty stuff. Then an inebriated Jacques entered the room. He made Bella feel uncomfortable, so she left. When asked about her relationship with Jacques, Bella said that she had a negative opinion of him. This was for several reasons. Firstly, Jacques got angry at her because Mortimer didn't come. She further stated that Jacques didn't seem bothered about the gift that she got him. Secondly, Jacques attempted to hit on Bella when she was in the dining room. She confessed that this made her very upset. Bella said that there was an uproar after Jacques made his announcement, and that it happened so fast. She saw several people swinging their arms at Jacques. She thinks someone may have punched him, but she wasn't certain. When asked who she thinks was the most suspicious guest, Bella named Naoki. He was talking to Nancy by the stairs after the announcement and just before the murder happened. She said they were both unhappy with Jacques, as he owed them something. Bella does not think Nancy would take matters into her own hands, but she was unsure about Naoki. Ted was formally invited to the event with a promise of receiving a vintage baseball bat in return for his attendance. Ted said he was exploring the maze around the time of the murder. He clarified that he needed some fresh air after that bombshell Jacques dropped. No one saw him. Ted said he never went into the dining room or kitchen during the night. He only used the outside bar. At the start of the night, Ted said he thought Jacques was a good man. They talked politics over chess, where they shared similar beliefs. But after Jacques told everyone that he lied on the infights, Ted's opinion of him changed. He said that multiple guests were angry. Ted added that he wouldn't have come to the party if it wasn't for the baseball bat. When asked to give more details about the argument that ensued, all Ted said was that many of the guests wanted to give him a good punch. Ted reckons that Baako could have committed the murder. He believes that his colourful personality is a facade. Ted added that Baako made a few jokes which offended several guests, including himself and Jacques. Bess was formally invited by Jacques, which she was so stoked about. In the infight, Jacques said he was up for talking about future business endeavours, which enticed Bess because he is filthy rich. Just before the murder, Bess was in the dining room, talking to Jacques after the big fight. He was incoherently shouting at her, then left in a rage. Bess was in the dining room at the end of the night. She did not notice anyone enter, as she had buried her head into her arms to cry. Bess said that she feels grateful towards Jacques because she now has some great connections. However, at the end of the night, he did say some offensive things about her work, which did upset her a little. Bess made it clear that she didn't hold it against him, as Jacques was drunk and had just had a massive altercation with several guests. During the argument, Bess saw several people pile on him, but she couldn't clearly see what was happening. Bess said that Mila was acting a bit shifty during the event. She elaborated by saying that Mila might seem sweet and innocent, but she was in a foul mood all night, taking it out on Bess at one point. Bess also said that she was aware that Jacques said some bad things about Mila's cooking, something of which Mila is very passionate about. Baako was hired as entertainment for the party and was offered a good amount of money. Baako stated that he was at the chess pavilion talking to Bella around the time of the murder. He described her as being very kind and down to earth. He then left her to explore the garden area for some peace and quiet. Baako said he never entered the dining room or kitchen during the night, as he was too busy with his performance. Baako describes Jacques as being a very bitter and selfish man. This is because he promised gifts to some of the guests, but changed his mind last minute and lost his temper with Baako after a joke he made. Baako added that Jacques said he wasn't going to pay him for his time, which annoyed him. However, Baako believed that Jacques said that as a heat-of-the-moment thing. Baako said he didn't pay much attention to the announcement because it didn't affect him. All he knows is that it made people furious. When asked who he thinks was the most suspicious guest, Baako named Victor. He said that he never got a chance to speak to Victor, but he doesn't trust him because he's a politician. Baako further added that Victor was hanging about the entrance just before the murder happened, and then he found the body, which he believes was a self-report to cover his tracks. Naoki stated that he usually hates parties, but accepted Jacques' invitation as he promised he would invest a large sum into his business. Just before the time of the murder, Naoki was talking to Nancy at the base of the stairs. They were both furious with Jacques because he didn't deliver what he promised. He added that there was a lot to admire about Nancy, and he is certain she is innocent. After that, he went to the bathroom. Naoki also heard Jacques shouting at Bess in the dining room. Naoki was in the dining room just before the dreaded announcement for some beverages. When asked about the nature of his relationship with Jacques, Naoki said he can't stand the man after the announcement he made. Jacques told the guests that he wasn't going to go through with anything he promised, which meant no investment into Naoki's business. Naoki added that he has been grinding away, waiting for a promotion or a raise, and that the investment could have helped his career. Naoki said a lot happened after Jacques' announcement. He thinks someone landed a punch, but was certain it wasn't him. Naoki believes that Ted is the culprit because he has anger issues. Apparently, Ted was pissed about not getting his vintage baseball bat, and allegedly told Naoki that he is an expert in covering things up. Nancy was formally invited to the party. She declared that these gatherings are beneath her, but Jacques had promised her a valuable necklace if she came to the event. Nancy was conversing with Naoki at the base of the stairs around the time of the murder. They shared their distaste for Jacques, and then Naoki left to go to the bathroom. Nancy therefore went back upstairs to the bedroom to lie down. Nancy said she stopped in the dining room earlier on in the night, as there were several pieces of art that piqued her interest. Bella was also in the room. Nancy stated that the pair quarrelled for a while until Bella left. Nancy then continued her escapade around the building, ending up in the bedroom with Jacques. She refused to comment further on that matter. When asked about her relationship with Jacques, Nancy described him as an abhorrent fiend and said he deserved what happened to him. Nancy said that some of the males got physical with Jacques after his announcement. She made it clear that she did not lay a finger on him. Nancy described Bella as a creep who is obsessed with death, and so concludes that she is the most likely suspect. When Mila heard that Jacques was throwing a party for his birthday, she offered her catering services as a friend of his. During the time frame of the murder, Mila said that she was in the easel overlook, where she was having some alone time. She stated she heard some footsteps at one point, but was not sure who it was. Mila arrived early to prepare food in the kitchen, before setting it out in the dining room. Mila states that she has known Jacques for a long time. They often met up at the local pub to play board games. However, Mila admitted that Jacques can be a bit of a grump. After the announcement, Mila confirmed that there was a big squabble. She iterated that it didn't concern her though. She emphasised that Jacques shouldn't have to bribe people to come to his birthday party. Mila views most of the guests as being high profile, and so does not think any of them could have committed the murder. She also believes that Baako had nothing to gain as he was just their entertainment. Therefore she concluded that Bess is the most likely suspect. Mila added that Bess only came to the party because she wanted money. Jacques formally invited Victor and his wife to the event. Lily couldn't make it though, as she was abroad on a business trip. Jacques offered the couple several gold bars in return for their attendance. Victor said that he was near their entrance just before the murder. He was watching the waterfall under the moonlight. Victor was in the dining room earlier on in the night, admiring the art that was displayed there. Victor stated that he did not have a good opinion of Jacques and described him as a dishonest man. While Victor said he enjoyed the event, Jacques' announcement confirming his deception left a bitter aftertaste. Victor refused to share information about what happened after the announcement, as he does not wish to implicate anybody who is likely innocent. According to Victor, the most suspicious person at the event was Nancy. This is because she disappeared with Jacques for a while, and had a lot to say about not receiving the necklace he promised. Nancy was near the stairs just before the murder took place, which is not too far from the kitchen. Someone delivered a punch to Jacques' face, leaving behind a partial ring imprint. It is possible this happened during the big argument, rather than by the murderer. Black hair strands were found on the body, and a fingerprint was found on the vase, which was the murder weapon. A half-written cheque was found near the body, written by Jacques. It is safe to say that he owed something to the perpetrator, either money or reparations for an expensive item. Bess was the last person to be seen with Jacques. He was in the dining room where the murder weapon was.